So what happens is when you change your own psyche and what's going on within you, so you heal your triggers, you let go of your traumas, you rewrite those stories, you literally move into a different band of frequency. What is up, Soul Fam? It's Sundar from Substance Over Star, and welcome to a new video. Okay, so for this week's video, I thought I would put a little call out on my Instagram for suggestions, because I mean, I need suggestions, or I need your questions, I need your input so that I can figure out how best to serve you. Because the way that my brain works is I can channel so many different thoughts on, you know, all the subjects that I talk about, but I need a specific intention. And it can be quite a lot with, you know, me constantly thinking up these things myself. It's usually, you know, because if I'm going to help you, then I need to be attuned to what, you know, what the issues that you guys are having problems with. So that's why I, you know, ask, you know, in my Insta stories, people to suggest videos. Now, unfortunately, some of those suggestions that people made were very, very vague. Hang on, let me shut this door. So some of the suggestions were very, very vague. You know, I had, you know, people suggesting that I do a video on chakras and crystals. You know, I need a little bit more specificity. Like what do you want me to talk about specifically? Like, obviously we have chakras. Each one of those relate to different aspects of how we show up in the world and how we relate to the external world. Crystals are a thing. They exist. They help with different things. This is pyrite. You know, it helps you attract abundance. This is a stone that I bought in Bali. It's a local Indonesian volcanic stone. I assume that because it's yellow, it helps with the solar plexus. So yeah, all kinds of different stones. This is, I can't remember the name of this one. Lapis lazuli helps with the throat chakra. But yeah, some more, if you like, so say for example, you know, I love talking about relationships because I find the masculine feminine mirror is really, really powerful for giving us insight to where we are and what we need to work on. It's such a powerful tool for growth and transformation, relationships. So, because it's where we experience the most triggers. So if you're having problems in relationships, I'm totally okay with you guys messaging me. And if you don't want to book a session, that's fine. I get that a lot of people are struggling right now with the lockdown and, you know, everything that's going on in the world. You can message me your situation and I can talk about it anonymously on video, because it really helps everybody else as well. And it helps me kind of channel different, you know, thoughts and things that I've studied. So yeah, just be a little bit more specific. You know, somebody else asked if I could do a video talking more about divine feminine embodiment. You know, do you want me to talk about divine feminine, or do you want me to talk about feminine embodiment? Because those are two different things. They're related, but, you know, again, like just a little bit more guidance to help me to direct the video, because I kind of came out of that not really knowing what to talk about. Now, Esteban Marquez, who is a photographer from Bogota in Colombia, big up Bogota. For those of you who've been following me since I was posting my ayahuasca vlogs, I spent a week in Bogota, had an amazing time. He asked me to talk about anxiety, again, very general. But, you know, with everything that's going on in the world right now, I did actually, this is what happens, you know, somebody will ask a question and initially I'll be like, I'm not really sure what to say about that. And then over the next 2 days, I'll just start downloading loads and loads of thoughts. And you know, it will literally start streaming through. Like you know, sometimes I even need to make notes because it's coming through so fast. So that's when I know that I need to make a video on this subject. So that's what started happening with the anxiety. So yeah, when it comes to anxiety, It's so normal right now for people to be having problems with anxiety with everything that's happening. I've had massive issues with anxiety when the whole pandemic broke. And just over the years, I've had anxiety. So I'll talk about my personal experience and the things that have helped me. So when the pandemic first broke, I started getting really intense anxiety. Even though I was totally fine with the situation, I was fine with being in lockdown. My financial situation was fine. I was in Bali, and I just needed actually a bit of a break from modelling just to focus on the other things that I'm, now bringing into manifestation. So it was actually a perfect situation for me. But because of, obviously the things that I talk about, so many people were sending me videos every single day of this conspiracy theory, that conspiracy theory, just a lot of fear porn. And in the beginning, because I didn't really know exactly what was going on, I watched everything to try and stay informed. And I forgot to do my eyebrows. I'll have to do that before I leave the house. I'm shooting this afternoon. It's so cold today, and I'm going to be shooting this afternoon in central London, and I really hope it's going to be warmed up. That's why I got my tea. But yeah, so it was making me so anxious that I just picked the shit out of my lips and made them completely raw and blistered. And I just had to stop. I just had to put up a boundary. So if you find that there are certain things that are triggering your anxiety, come back to yourself. This is where I talk about the body all the time, okay? You have to be in tune with your body. If you notice that it's the same thing all the time that's triggering your anxiety, put healthy, loving boundaries, okay? A lot of people send me a lot of videos. Most of them I do not watch, even though some of the people are good friends, they're fellow light workers, they're people I respect. I just ignore the video because I'm so busy doing me right now, and I'm so busy working on my mission. I don't have time to watch the fear porn that you're sending me. I know it's important to stay informed, but right now it's diverting me off my mission. And when you're in a state of anxiety, you cannot help nobody. So don't be thinking that, you watching the news for a start. I never watch the news. Turn off the idiot box, okay? There's a reason why they call it programming. There's a reason why they call them TV programs, because they program you, and it's usually a fear program that they're running. Okay, join my Kriya membership if you've got a lot of fear programs running, because I teach you Kriyas to tap that out of your energy body. And if you're carrying any kind of trauma, usually anxiety can be a trauma response as well, because your body stores a lot of traumas. If you, let's say for example, you grew up in a very tumultuous household, that stress, it's complex PTSD, CPTSD. It becomes contained within not just your physical body but your emotional pain body, and it keeps you in repeating loops of karma. So you keep on re-experiencing the same trauma until you learn to heal it. So Kriya is amazing. The Himalayan Kriya yoga system is amazing because it's like a super highway of detoxing all of that shit out of your body. So any victim programming that you're tapped into, any abandonment, betrayal, all of that stuff that, if the anxiety is being caused by, your relationship is triggering some anxiety, it brings you back into your center. Basically, it gets all of that stuff out of your body, your etheric body and your causal body as well, and it helps you totally reprogram who you are so that you can move forward as a sovereign being into more aligned action. And I know I'm plugging it in every video, but it's because it's such a powerful system and it's so needed at this time. But stay till the end of this video, because I am going to guide you through a meditation that will also bring you back into your center. It's not based on the Himalayan Kriya yoga system, but something else that's helped me. But yeah, you have to come back to your center, okay? Tune out all the distractions, okay? And really align with your mission and your purpose. What are you here to do? How can you serve? How can you be of the most good to people right now? And you don't have to save the world. You don't have to do everything, okay? I'm doing a lot right now because I have a lot of passions and I have a lot of interests, and that's how I like to operate. But yeah, you don't have to do everything. Like, you may see a lot of things going on in the world that are causing you to feel angry or upset, and you feel like you have to make change in so many different areas. Yeah, make the changes in yourself, but you don't have to change outside. Like, we actually change, people don't realize this, but if you studied quantum physics, we change the outside by changing the inside. As you change the inside, then the outside is basically like, it's like a photocopy of your of what's going on within your own psyche, you know, as above, so below, as within, so without. It's the same in tarot, where they talk about the major arcana and the minor arcana. The minor arcana is what's going on within the human, within the psyche. And the major arcana is more about external events that happen on the world stage, which are literally just a mirror of what's happening within each person's psyche. So what happens is, when you change your own psyche and what's going on within you, so you heal your triggers, you let go of your traumas, you rewrite those stories, you literally move into a different band of frequency, okay? So if you're operating at this level of frequency, where you're running all these victim programs, that everybody's out to get you, that you're oppressed, that, you know, blah, 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 whatever, men are this, women are that, they always do this. So you will be resonating at that frequency, and you will become a match to those experiences. When you heal those traumas and you create a new system and you create new beliefs about who you are, about the world, about who people are, men, women, whoever it is that you enjoy relationships with, you shift into a different, it's like an algorithm, right? Okay, it's like, if you imagine that this whole world is like a video game, you move into a different level, and you will have different experiences. Okay, it works. I've done it. This is how it operates. You start experiencing a whole different thing, and obviously then there's new things that come up that you then need to clear and rewrite. But yeah, as you change your inner story, your experiences will change. It doesn't necessarily always change the external world, but I mean, I've seen massive shifts in the external world when I change the story about me. And as we all do this work, we will see incredible shifts happen on the world stage if each person just takes responsibility for their own healing and their own growth, because that's what being sovereign is about. It's about taking responsibility for yourself. You're not responsible for the things that happen to you. It's not. I'm not saying that you have attracted any of the bad things that have happened to you, but you're responsible for your own healing and, you know, the situations that you get into moving forward. Okay, it's a very important distinction. I'm just gonna have a sip of my tea because I need some hydration. Wow, okay, I'm thirsty. I've been talking a lot. Okay, so yeah, tune out all the distractions. I do find that, you know, if your anxiety is really, really bad, then you might find like different herbal remedies, you know, effective. I haven't used any of those because, you know, I just haven't. I do like essential oils though. You know, one that I really like for anxiety is lavender. Also lemon, surprisingly. Sometimes I mix at night time, I mix lavender and orange, because they help me kind of calm my nervous system and fall asleep. Also ASMR, if you're a person whose anxiety causes you to have issues with insomnia, like that was my problem. I had a lot of problems with like going to sleep at a normal time. Like sometimes I would be completely nocturnal. I would be up until like, you know, 5, 6, 7 sometimes in the morning, because I just couldn't sleep because my brain was just running on overdrive. So ASMR, having good sleep hygiene as well if insomnia is a problem for you. So start winding down at a proper time. I never used to do that. I just used to work, you know, solidly, because my mornings are very slow. Like I've always been quite, you know, slow to get going in the morning. So, you know, in the evening, I'm like very alert, and like that's when I'm the most productive. So I would always like, you know, bash things out until 11 and then be like, okay, I'll go to bed at 11 and I got to be up at ridiculous o'clock in the morning because maybe I have a shoot the next day. And then I would not be able to get to sleep because I would still be too wired, because you need to decompress. So good sleep hygiene, start winding down at an appropriate hour for me. Or if I have to be up early, I will start winding down around 8 or 9. Other times just a 10 is okay, sometimes 11, but I will wind down properly. Like, you know, I won't watch conspiracy theory stuff on YouTube, or I suppose now all of that stuff's moved to library. Like when I was doing that, had massive problems with anxiety and insomnia. I will watch ASMR and I will fall asleep very nicely and serenely and wake up at an appropriate time. Other essential oils that are good for anxiety: bergamot is really nice for balancing. Ylang ylang, which is also helpful if you're working on your sacral chakra, you can try that one as well. Chamomile is always good, and it's great as a tea as well if you're somebody whose anxiety stops you from going to bed at an appropriate time. So yeah, obviously meditation is great. Some people don't like meditation. I personally I do meditate. I meditate every morning, but it's always a guided meditation. I lie down. I like to keep my life nice and easy. I only do seated meditation with mantras or chanting or just stillness or whatever, if I'm in a really bad place where I really, really need it. The rest of the time I just like doing embodiment exercises like intuitive dance that I've posted about on this channel before. Somebody, Kinga Malek, also sent me a link yesterday that explained it really well, where she was like, feminine energy likes to move, it likes to flow, it doesn't like to be too still. That's masculine energy. Masculine is, stillness, awareness, the watcher. Be the watcher, the male gaze. That's masculine. Feminine is flow, movement. That Shakti essence wants to dance. She wants to flow in looping, unstructured, circles and spirals and stuff. So the movement meditation is really nice for me. It really helps me get in tune with my body and what I'm feeling. Sometimes, I'm so in be productive all the time that I'm not really paying attention to what's going on with me. And as soon as I get into that movement space, suddenly I become aware that I might be holding on to something that needs, releasing, and so then you cry it out. Or whatever it is. I sometimes do kriyas to tap out certain parts of my body because the dancing really helps me become aware of where I might be holding on to something. Okay, so before we wrap up, because I feel like I've covered quite a lot there, I just want to guide you through a meditation or a quantum healing exercise that is going to bring you into the present moment, because that's so key with anxiety. Anxiety is worrying about the future. So let's just drop into the body. Just inhale for 4. Pause. And exhale for 6. Inhale for 4. Pause. And exhale for 6. Inhale for 4. Pause. And exhale for 6. Okay, now I want you to become aware of your Muladhara, your root chakra. It's at the base of your perineum, just where your sitting bones make contact with your chair or the floor or whatever you're sitting on. And just feel into that red space. Now I want you to imagine a golden sun shining right above your head, above the crown chakra. And just imagine a tiny little sun descends down into your crown chakra, passes your third eye, through your throat, down past your heart, past your solar plexus, through your sacral into the Muladhara. And just imagine there is a silver thread that extends outwards either side, to the left and to the right of your Muladhara. One connects you to the past and one connects you to the future. Now allow the sun, as soon as it hits your Muladhara, to split off into two smaller suns, and it rolls. Both suns just roll in each opposite direction. And we're going to collect every part of your consciousness that is stuck in the past and every part of your consciousness that is still stuck in the future. Collecting all the parts of ourselves and rolling them back into the center of you. And let's send that sun back up to the sun god for transmutation. And we're going to descend a new sun all the way down past all of your energy centers into the sacral chakra. Just imagine that thread, that silver thread connecting you to the past and the future, and the sun is going to split off into two smaller suns, one going left, the other going right, collecting all the parts of you, all the parts of your consciousness that are still stuck in the past, stuck in the future, and bringing them back into the sacral center. And we're going to send that sun back up to its father for transmutation. Good. And let's send another one all the way down past the ajna, past the throat chakra, past the anahata, past into the solar plexus. And we're going to split off. Let's send one left and one right down the silver thread, collecting all the parts of your consciousness still stuck in the past and still stuck in the future. Bring it back into the center. We've collected all the parts of us still stuck in the past, still stuck in the future, brought them back into the present moment. Let's send it back up to Ra for transmutation. Let's pull another little sun all the way down into the anahata. Imagine that thread extending out through your left arm, through your right arm, your channels of giving and receiving. This one's receiving, this one's giving. And we're going to send that sun all the way back. Split the sun down into two. Send it to the past, send it to the future. Let's collect all the lost parts of ourselves. And let's bring it back into the heart center. Bring us back into the present moment, and let's send that heart back up to its father god, the sun god, for transmutation. And burn out all those parts of us that are stuck in the past and stuck in the future. And let's bring another sun into the throat chakra. Let's do a Kriya to release. Okay, so take your two fingers. I'm feeling a blockage here, so you might be too. And we're going to press into here. And Ujjayi breath. Anything to release? Kali Mudra. Don't be shy, don't hold back. Release any blockages in your throat chakra that are holding you back from speaking your truth. Tap out the heart center. Okay, let's imagine that sun splitting off into two smaller suns, sending one off into the past, into the future, collecting all the lost parts of ourselves. And let's bring it back and send it back up for transmutation. Okay, let's bring another one. We're bringing another sun into the Ajna chakra, third eye. You can tap on your third eye if you like. And it's going to split off into two smaller suns. And we're collecting all the lost parts of ourselves in the past and in the future, circling them back through that silver thread into the present moment, and sending it back up into the sun above our heads for transmutation. And just exhale if anything is releasing from your energy centers. Do Kali Mudra to release it. Okay, let's bring another sun bigger one this time, into our crown chakra. Open, imagine the crown chakra opening to let that sun in, and we're going to split off into 2 smaller suns, but remember they're bigger now. To the left down the silver thread, to the right down the silver thread, collecting all the lost parts of ourselves that are still stuck in the past, causing us to stay stuck in repeating karmic loops. Let's bring it back in, and all the parts of ourselves that are stuck in the future, worrying about the future, let's bring them back in to the present moment, and in the present moment we will visualize a new future, create an entirely new story. Let's send it back up. And just imagine golden light pouring in all the way down to your Muladhara. Imagine it splitting off, going down all the chakras that we have in our legs. We have 7 chakras in our legs that contain very can store some very dark energy, emotions related to the subconscious mind. Send it down through, imagine the chakras that are in the soles of your feet opening up, send it down into Mother Earth. Okay, now let's pull up earth energy, silvery light, up through those chakras, up the legs, up the meridians in the legs, into the Muladhara, and here it's mingling with all that golden light from the sun, and it's going up the Sushumna, all the way up to the crown, connecting heaven and earth, the sun and the earth, through the temple of the human body. Just inhale and pause. Exhale. Inhale and pause. And exhale with a sigh. Inhale and pause. And exhale with a sigh. How do you feel? I feel so embodied, so present. Thank you for joining me for that. That was so wonderful. I feel so good sharing that with you. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. I'm trying to do 2 videos a week, but I am so busy with the Kriya membership at the moment. I can only guarantee 1 video a week at the moment, but I will definitely try and do 2. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, Soul Fam, I love you so much. Wow, I'm just really buzzing right now. How do you guys feel? Share in the comment box. As always, if you have suggestions for videos, you can DM me on Instagram. I can keep you anonymous if that's what you would like, and then that's fine. And I will love you and leave you. I need to actually just be with my body for a little moment before I have to rush out and do this photo shoot, which you will all see on Instagram. So yeah, I love you and leave you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. One love.